Hey, Abby, so I wanted to ask about, we hear a lot about the programmatic uh, kind of hygiene or supply chain hygiene and what you guys see. And I wanted to ask about sort of in the CTV space in particular, how do you see the state of the marketplace in terms of um, transparency and suitability?
Yeah, so I mean, let's start with kind of the demand that we're seeing and how that's transitioning into the CTV space. So we've definitely seen a change in the buying strategy of brands and advertisers, and they're increasingly starting to include programmatic in that strategy. And we're seeing new dollars come through the programmatic environment. So the last couple of years, the conversations around programmatic have really started to take off. And a majority of these major brands have really, last year anyways, they really started to experiment and dip their toes into the programmatic space. And that was mainly through the private marketplace. This year, it's really more apparent that programmatic is becoming a core part of the business and a key part of the strategy. And in some cases, some of these major brands are really only executing through programmatic pipes. This also relates to shifting some of those dollars into the CTV space. Here at Fox, we also saw a shift in our supply because we started to focus on, live sports, live news, and those must-watch moments at Fox that viewers want to see on the big screen. So we are seeing that increase in CTV consumption, and especially right now during COVID while people are quarantined. Um, with that focus on CTV and live sports and those must watch moments, uh, I would love to say that, the CTV space is 100% fraud free, it's 100% viewable, but that really isn't the case anymore. So we are seeing a rise in that fraudulent activity, and CTV has become a larger target. So buyers are tasking us as a publisher to answer the question of how do we combat this? So first of all, Fox is a premium publisher. We have very little long tail inventory, and our supply really consists of our major broadcast channel, our cable channels, and then Tubi is now our new AVOD play. So because of this premium content and because we are a premium publisher, we already have sort of a leg up in making sure and ensuring that we are a brand safe environment. Even though we are a premium publisher, we still do work with our key partners to make sure that our supply is as close to being fraud free as possible. But when that supply isn't 100% fraud free, we, especially in the SSP ecosystem, our buyers are starting to demand transparency throughout the entire supply chain. So we're doing that through working with our key partners, adopting new ad tools, and through data passback.
So tell us about how programmatic is executed. Is it mostly direct deals, or how is that developing, particularly in the CTV space?
Yeah, so again, last year and the past couple years, we were really seeing incremental spend come through the private marketplace. This year, we're seeing a ton of requests for programmatic guaranteed. And with the inclusion of programmatic guaranteed, it's kind of switched our ad stack so that, we have these sort of direct deals or deals that are similar to a direct IO, but they're all going through the programmatic pipes. So the programmatic guaranteed product has recently become extremely popular, and we are getting a lot of requests, including, within our upfront conversations, we've seen a significant increase in agencies and brands and buyers requesting for either executing their upfront commitments or a portion of their upfront commitments through programmatic guaranteed, or just simply asking for additional information on programmatic.
And finally, Abby, I wanted to ask you, in terms of becoming more efficient, cleaner, what steps need to be done by your programmatic partners? And of course, you deal primarily with the SSPs. What would you want them to do, or where does that have to go? And of course, on the demand side as well. But where would you like to see things moving in 2021?
Sure. So, there's various ad tools that we're adopting on our end to make the supply chain transparent at every single step. So, we were early adopters of the apps.ads text file so that buyers know who we trusted with our brand and with our supply. And we really started the transparency at the beginning of the supply chain through this apps.ads file, and kind of kicked off the trust with that buy sell relationship. Another thing that we're doing on our end is standardizing bundle IDs to try to create consistency within the marketplace and make it easier for DSPs and buyers to not only know where their impression landed, like what app and what device, but also it helps recognize or flag potential fraudulent activity from, say, a spoofed app. So one thing that I would like the industry to move forward with is content object data. And this is, again, to help create transparency in the supply chain. And content object data can be anywhere from, the network and the publisher, but it could also include content rating, genre, and even go down to the show the show and episode level. So not everyone is ready to send and receive that data within the bid stream. At Fox, we are able to, if you come to us publisher direct, we're able to apply those show mixes and those DNA lists, and we're able to provide post-campaign show level reporting. But all of that wouldn't be necessary if we can start to include that data and that information in the bid stream. And I know buyers are asking for it, so we just need the standardization and the technology to kind of catch up to where we need to be.